Welcome to Chattin 88. If you're just tuning in, hey, that's great. Every single week we have a guest, 'cause spending time with me is the best. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chattin 88 at 8. Oh, I took my headphone out here. My name is Curtis LaBelle. And we are here on a Wednesday afternoon. It is 8 o'clock right now, and I am so excited for today's show, just like every other show, and I say that every single day. Excuse me, singing there gave me extra phlegm in the throat. 9:45. Anybody who knows what that is, where and on what video on YouTube did I say 9:45? You put in the text messages there and you put in the comments what video I said that in on YouTube, and I will give you guys will get a free shirt. You'll get a merchandise shirt as I'm wearing here. You can see my face on this lovely shirt. If you're just tuning in, that's great. Welcome to Chattin 88 at 8. My name is Curtis LaBelle, your host, singer-songwriter here in Canada. And welcome to the show where we host an artist every single week and promote great music in this country and bring lots of really cool tidbits, maybe something that you might not know, something in an education field, or who knows what it is. But here we are. We have 88 keys and myself, and who knows what else we got to bring. I'm going to put this pencil or a pen over there. We're in our other studio here again today. COVID has made things become a little bit more difficult, and we just have to follow suit. Well, we're choosing to follow suit. That's what we're doing. We're doing everything that we can to make sure we're safe, following protocols. And if that means that we have to find a different location for what it is that we need to do, then we will go ahead and do it. And here we are in our second location at the studio here. Couple things for today. We have On This Day. Also, I'm going to sing you a song. I have a new song that I worked some great things for me, and I think I'm going to take this song and put it into another genre. We'll see what happens, but this is Closer. Closer when we're together, closer, it's for the better. Closer, writing a letter, closer, closer, only forever. Only forever. Here we go. For forever closer. 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 For forever closer together. Closer together. Closer when we're at the movies, closer, sharing all my candies, closer, when you wear my sweater, closer, closer, only forever, only forever. Here we go! For forever closer, for forever closer, for forever closer. For forever closer, closer, closer together, closer, closer together, for forever closer, 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 only forever, only forever, only forever. Oh. One thing we can't do right now is be closer together. So I think that if I have too many screens, I need to look at the camera. So I'm looking at you guys. I have to say, if you're unable to be around family right now, find some music. put yourself into a creative aspect and do something fun, even if it means that you have to string popcorn onto a piece of thread and put it on your Christmas tree. Have some fun, 9:45. If you know where that is from, I will give you a shirt, but it has to be from the exact episode, hint, hint, of where I said that. Here we go. On this day, ladies and gentlemen, 1965, Harrods department store in London. Now check this out. Harrods department store in London closed to the public so the Beatles could do their own private Christmas shopping. I'm not so sure if that is, you know, over the top or, hey, what am I saying? It's the Beatles. They can do whatever they want. So that's pretty cool. Maybe one day, what I would like to do is probably close the department store, go shopping by myself, and then buy things for everybody. Got to give back, right? Pardon me. On this day, 1966, the Jimi Hendrix Experience made their UK aligned. I can't even read my own writing. UK debut at Bag O'Neill's Club in London. The Bag O'Neill's in London. That's very exciting. On this day, 1995, Whitney Houston went #1 on the US single charts with Exhale. Shoop, shoop. On this day, 1972, Chuck Berry became #1 in the UK charts with My Ding-a-Lang. My Ding-a-Lang. Nope, that's not the right thing. On this day, 2005, Madonna achieved her 6th #1 on the US album charts with Confessions on the Dance Floor. Now, let me tell you, I've seen this artist live, and I've also seen her perform solo on a dance floor in her Rebel Heart tour. So yes, Confessions on a Dance Floor probably hasn't changed much. And also, we have a birthday today. There's probably a lot of birthdays, but it's Amy Grant's birthday today. So happy birthday, Amy Grant. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amy. Happy birthday to you. Worst production value of that ever. On this day, ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute chart. I'm just looking at the thing. We have a small team today, so I'm also looking over here as well. I just completely brought in our new guest without introducing her. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Michelle Kasaboski. Michelle, are you there? You can't hear, can you hear me? Yeah, no worry, can you hear me? We're gonna let her do her thing. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go on to speaker view. And I'm gonna keep talking until she comes on. I see her. I can hear something now. Michelle, talk.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I can't. I can't hear you. I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. Take a moment to figure it out. You've got your time. Technology, we know this is a wonderful thing.
Hey, what is going
on? No worries,
here?
Michelle. Keep going, and I'll keep talking. I'm sure this is probably one of the best parts that our audience really enjoys, is watching how we figure out the technical aspect of things. I know ourselves back here. Let's here we go. Let's do, oh, we can't play that either. I'll do this.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. I'm so sorry.
I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yes, I'm so sorry, Curtis.
No, I made the mistake. I saw you in the room and I got so excited to admit you in. So as soon as I did that, I realized I didn't put you in the waiting room. I put you right into the show. You know, I guess that's what happens whenever you've won the shot. You're pushed right into the limelight, right?
I think what it is just the nature of 2020. I think that's what we're dealing with right now.
You know what? The virus is everywhere, and it's not just COVID. It's in technology.
It's in technology. Yes, I agree with you.
And let's do this one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Michelle Kasaboski.
Thank you, Curtis.
You're so welcome. Oh my goodness. I'm still stuck on the fact that I brought you in too soon. I feel such a dope because we have a smaller team. COVID has made us kind of break down a little bit. So our technical operator on the other side would normally bring our artist in, but I'm running the computer today. So again, I just got excited, but enough about me. Welcome to Chattin 88s at 8.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited for you as well, Michelle. And so here's, again, we're just going to dive right in. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. You're going to sing a song. You're going to do us a couple originals tonight, and we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, my friend. And I'm pretty sure you probably haven't stopped talking about this since Friday. Has it been since Friday?
The shot?
Yeah.
Sunday.
Sorry. I made it. It just, time flies so fast.
Oh, no, I totally understand. I'm trying to figure out what day it is myself right now.
Right. Every show is Wednesday here. In case you don't know at home, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the winner of season 8 remastered of The Shot, a singer-songwriter competition and an artist development program put on by CJ Allen and extending industry professionals. And this is the winner of season 8.
Thank you.
And I want to just dive right in because I myself, for those of you who are just tuning in, or for those of you who have been following The Shot as well for this last, it's been, you know what are we in November? And it started in early of the year. So practically almost a year, 8 to 10 months this has been going on. And I myself was in The Shot. I didn't win, but no, no. The underdog. Let's talk about this. You are, for those of you who don't know, Michelle is a jazz artist. She's jazz classical. And and you're going to get a really good treat of this later on here tonight. But you really did come out from, I remember seeing you at the very beginning on whenever the first 116 came out, and I looked at you and I went, oh, this chick's got something up her sleeve. I have no idea what it is, but sure enough, you pulled out that ace card at the very last minute, because I even saw you rise to the occasion as well. Tell us, for all of us, myself and for everybody who's watching, and again, who is ever going to be watching on the rerun of this, because it'll be up on our YouTube channel and on Shaw Spotlight, so this will be really cool, Michelle. Tell us what that's been like for you to be told you're an underdog and to be going into a competition that is, I mean, let's face it, it was a competition and you really pulled your A game, and it's such a cool thing to see you do that. Jazz, we had country, an exponential amount of country. There was rock, there was vocal, a cappella, there was a lot of, but jazz, you were the only jazz artist.
I know.
Ass. Tell us what that was like, hearing about being the underdog and going back to the drawing board every time.
I mean, you know what, Curtis? I am one of those people who, when someone tells you can't do something, you go, well, are you sure? Like, are you sure I can't do it? And I think that really came into play in this competition because, I don't know. I mean, I think I liked the challenge that they were presenting me with, to try to prove myself, because I mean, really that's, you know it yourself better than anyone else too. Like, that's what we're trying to do every day in this industry, is really make someone believe in us and believe in the stories that we're telling, believe in, believe in what we're trying to express to them. And, so I think I remember watching back the episode where they gave all of the judges' initial reactions. And because at first, I just knew that I'd made it in, and I thought, oh, that's amazing. That's so exciting. And then when I found out that I was going to be featured in one of the episodes, I thought, cool, like I'll get to actually see what happened. And I didn't really know what to expect, but I mean, when I just got through by a hair, I was just so excited still, because I remember saying to my sister, I was like, this is so exciting, because I couldn't even focus on the negative side of it. I was just so excited that they were intrigued by something. There was something about what I was doing that they just didn't quite know what to do with. But the fact that they were so intrigued, I was like, okay, I can use that, like I can use that intrigue and that kind of mystery about, okay, this girl's interesting. She's good at what she does, but like, what do we do with her? And so I just really, I think it was a privilege to be able to get so much feedback. Honestly, I think that it's kind of, like when you fail at something, that's when you learn. And the fact that every week I was fighting for them to believe in what I was doing and to get me, it meant that every single time I was also getting, I was really trying to listen to what they were saying and really trying to go, okay, like, is there a way that I can take what they're saying and figure out how to show them potentially what they're looking for while still being authentic and true to myself? Like, how do I take myself and put it into terms that they will really, I guess, like really get and start to see? So that was really what I started doing. And yeah, I don't know. It was pretty rewarding. As somebody who likes to cheer on the underdog myself, it just felt really amazing to get to that point.
Have you ever felt like you've been an underdog in anything else that you've done?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Relationships? I don't know.
And you know what? For me, Michelle, the biggest, like, I enjoyed it. It got to a point, like when I ended up leaving the competition.
Yeah.
I was so excited to see what, like, it was more exciting to me than anything else at the point in time, because I really didn't have anything going other than, watching the shot and supporting and doing what I can and seeing what's going on. But let me tell you, when it got to the there was that one moment in the shot where we had the song swap.
Yeah.
And I was watching what was going to happen, and I had mine with Evan, and then you and Logan had the song swap. I'm not going to lie. I mean, as a jazz artist myself, and I mean, I'm not. It's not my focus at this point in time right now.
Yeah.
But I was really, really interested from a musical standpoint and a creative level, which I would like you to get into, because one thing about Chattin 88 here is that we also have students who watch, and we have aspiring artists that would like to maybe they might learn something from us as well. And an education aspect is one thing that we do. So can you tell us now, for the viewers at home, Michelle, in the song that Logan had to do, the song swap, to take a heavy grunge rock guitar song and to make it your own. Now, you guys can go back and watch this on one of the episodes. I'm not sure which episode. I think it's episode 14, I believe, which was the song swap.
I'm trying to remember too which number it was. Yeah.
Yeah, 13 was the first half, and then 14. Yes, I think it was episode 14 of the shot. You can watch it on YouTube, and you'll see this. You can watch Michelle's version of it. Tell us what it was like to have the opportunity to do that. Was it scary? What resources did you have, and what resources did you need to pull out? For example, you brought in a couple of musicians, because you work with a musician, a piano player who is also versatile in other instruments. Mm-hmm. So tell us what education you used, if you will, your expertise and your smarts in the music business, and what you know on singer-songwriting, what you did with Digging My Own Grave, which is Logan Klaus's original song. What was that like for you? And tell us how you did it.
Well, it was really cool. I guess I'll start by saying that, very generic, somewhat cliche statement, but it really was. I remember getting up that day and having no idea what to expect. I'm sure you were feeling the same way.
I'll say it again, and I said it earlier. I've been saying, as the people who can watch, I said 9:45, and if people can guess what episode I said that on, there's the hint again. They get a free T-shirt from Curtis LaBelle. So yes, it was an early, freaky morning.
Yeah, it was so early. Well, I mean, it was so much earlier for you, because I'm, over in the Toronto time zone, in Kingston. But yeah, I just had no idea what to expect. And then when they said that's what it was, honestly, I was so excited because I think, interpreting other people's music is actually what I've been doing longer than songwriting.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's part of the nature of this genre too, like being someone who sings a lot of standards, and also just as someone who's done a lot of tribute style shows throughout my career, or kind of celebration shows where you're going through and celebrating and singing music by various artists. It's really been actually a really instrumental part of my own personal development. But especially in the last few years, what's been really cool is just going into songwriting more. And I think this challenge was honestly a combination of those two things coming together, like taking my background and interpreting other people's songs and usually doing them closer to the original version. And then taking my, the last few years, especially that I've dove into songwriting more and kind of mashing them together and just like letting my imagination run wild. I mean, I also I'm finishing my Bachelor of Music, and I took an arranging course, and all these things kind of start to come together and go through your head. And I honestly, it just really felt like such a great opportunity to just play around with it. And I decided to look at it. I remember when I was talking to the judges and explaining how I tried to look at it like as if it wasn't for a competition in a way, and to take off the pressure of trying to please, I guess, the original artist, if you know what I mean, where sometimes we're so stuck on like seeing, oh my gosh, like are they gonna like it? But in the, like, for most of us, right, like if you were to cover, I don't know, an Elton John song or Ariana Grande or whoever, like you wouldn't go and check in with them usually because you're not going to see yes, So do you know what I mean, though? It's like you kind of just go and you almost feel like you have a little bit more free reign with it, because, and to just really express yourself with it, because you're not, we're like, well, they're not going to see it. So I tried to not let myself get too worried about whether or not Logan was going to be, I guess, maybe worried that it was so different. And same thing for me. Like when Logan and I talked, we both seemed to be very much on the same page with that. We're like, I like what you do. And, I think it's going to be really cool, and just be creative with it. And I'm a big lyrics person as well. So I literally I took the lyrics, I printed them out. I went and took a bath, and I sat in the bath with the lyrics printed out in front of me. And I literally just stared at them and started getting into my imagination and starting, to think about melodies and how, like, just literally looking at the words and kind of trying to sing the first thing that came to mind when it came to taking the melody that I knew that Logan had and then starting to work with it. And it really just snowballed from there.
Sorry, I just have to say.
Oh, yeah.
It not only did it snowball, it turned into a giant snowball, and it landed well, because I am so impressed at your ability to have taken that song and really flipped it on its head. I just want to know, did you pick it, did you put it in a different key? Did you choose different chord progressions, like, or did you keep all that the same?
Yeah, key was the same. At first, I thought it might change, but the key ended up being in the same kind of zone. But chords, yeah, we added some more chords for sure. Tried to add a bit of a jazzier flavor to it as well.
Adding in 13, 11, all those lovely colors.
Yeah,
color tones.
That's for sure where like you were mentioning, working with other musicians, I am super grateful. I have an awesome mini crew that I live with, my sister, and then my friend Lester. He is the one who was playing guitar in the finale, and he was playing the piano in the video for Digging My Own Grave. And so we worked together, and he is an amazing musician. So he is really great at, I have my music theory. I'm doing my bachelor of music. I know this stuff, but I'm really not an instrumentalist. So when it comes to like sitting down and letting my creative thoughts match at the same speed as my technical abilities, it's just not there. So where it is for me as a singer, it's the melody and the lyrics, and it's the ideas. So, we'll sit down and say, okay, like this is kind of where I see it. And like, oh yeah, like can we try something that sounds a little bit more like this, or, add some sevenths here, or, some ninths here, that kind of thing. So knowing what I have in my mind and then vocalizing that and communicating that, but really, working together and collaborating. And then we pulled in my friend Nick to play sax, and it went to another level. And it was awesome.
I remember watching the judges' faces just like, okay, so shit's about to go down now. There's a saxophonist in this room. And I thought that I thought that the whole thing coming out of the slate side, like the name of Digging My Own Grave on the piano, and then moving around from the piano, like it was prime. It really was. And I encourage everybody to go and watch that. I think it's episode 14. Michelle, you are a bang out, fantastic jazz vocalist. And I don't even want to go into it. I just want to go right into your first song, so that people can hear what you're like at all this amazing. Or do you have a musician with you today?
I do. Lester is here. He's here.
Yay. So here's what I'd like you to do, Michelle. I'm going to bow myself out. I'm going to turn my camera off and turn my mute off so that the focus is on you. So focus on you. You're the winner. This is all about you, girl. So just give us a little bit at the title of the song, kind of just a smidgen about it, and then dive right in. And then after the song, I will gracefully show my face again.
Cool. Now, just before you disappear, Curtis, because we were having some technical difficulties at the beginning,
you bet.
You mind if we take a second here to try to make sure we have this working properly?
No, I go for it. I appreciate to do that. I mean, go for it. Okay. Absolutely. I'll kill some time here. You do what you need to do.
Okay.
Yeah, you bet. No, and I'll just tell the audience. So what Michelle's doing is, I think, extremely important. She's not just diving in. She's wanting to make sure that the value is there. Make sure that everything is needed to be proper. You're a professional, so pull out all the stops. Right? I think you're only as good as the last thing that you do. And Michelle, you're always putting it up there. Do you want to try a quick little test here, and before we bow out? Okay, she's switching sound. Just turn that off. We're checking things out here.
Okay, can you hear me all right, Curtis?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, what's fantastic is now I can hear you too, through using the mic at the same time. That is the problem we were having before. It is so classic 2020, and I am so sorry to anybody who was tuned in right at the beginning.
Do not apologize, Michelle. Who's that? Who's the lovely guitarist behind you?
Oh, this is Lester. This is Lester.
Welcome, Lester. Great musician. I've now had the opportunity to see you a couple times on some episodes, and this is a real treat. So I'm going to bow out, Michelle, and you take it away.
Awesome. Okay, everybody. So I'm so thrilled to be doing this first song for you. I thought in the theme of Curtis and I chatting so much about Sing for the Shot Remastered, that we are going to do the tune that really got me through to the end here. It's an original song called The Strikeout Swing. And I guess to explain the story to you a little bit, I wrote this song just over probably a year and a half ago now. I had just gotten out of an off again, on again relationship, and I was so heartbroken over it. But this person, it didn't end well. And this person really kind of, was a jerk to me. And I was heartbroken, but all I could think of were these beautiful ballads. And I was so frustrated. And I thought, no, I'm not writing another ballad for this person who broke my heart. So that's where this song came about. And I'm sure you can hear some of my influences in this. I'm a big fan of Ella, especially, and those old standard sounds. But this is my tune called The Strikeout Swing. How do you write a song about someone who did you wrong and all you have are ballads? If you're not really in the mood for a misty, stormy weathered blues, perhaps it's time to try something new. I'm gonna swing my blues away. I wanna sing about somebody great, and that's not you anymore. Since you walked out my door, 3 strikes you're out, and that's 4. 1 was when you told me that I was not enough. 2 was when you told me I cheated. 3 was giving up for her, and 4 was lying about the 3rd. But what do I know? 'Cause I'm just bitter. I'm gonna swing my blues away. I wanna sing about somebody great, and that's not you anymore. Since you walked out my door, 3 strikes you're out, and that's 4. I'm gonna swing my blues away. I wanna sing about somebody great, and that's not you anymore. Since you walked out my door, 3 strikes you're out, and that's 4. 3 strikes you're out, and that's 4. 3 strikes you're out, and that's hey batter batter, hey batter batter swing.
Michelle.
Curtis!
Oh my goodness. You can't see me. I'm on mute. Camera's off, and here I am talking to the camera crew back here, and we're like, our voice is just like, oh my god, like it's just,
Thank you so much.
and of course, and I'm, you know what, and I'm sure you've heard that a lot. But good is the enemy of great, and you are great,
Well,
my dear.
Thank you.
Now, for those of you who are interested to see the a song swap version of that, which is also out of this world,
Yes.
completely different, who we interviewed a couple weeks ago, Mr. Logan Klaus, who came in at a very close second at the shot, and honors to him as well. You can listen to that also on episode 14, if I'm not mistaken. You can watch 3 Strikes You're Out, which is also a whole production because he's got, I thought it was great, right?
Oh, it's so good, eh?
It's so entertaining.
Curtis, because, you know, same as you, we saw the videos for the first time with the judges.
Yeah.
And during the day, Logan and I had communicated very briefly, just kind of exchanging a little pieces of what we were working on. But I had no idea that he was going to do that. And okay, folks, you have to go check out the music video because it is so entertaining and just so great. I was trying to not laugh too much while everyone was trying to watch it because I was just thrilled. I was like, this is amazing. This is so great.
It is amazing. Michelle, take us to when you were like, where did music come from for you? Is it in your family? Does it follow in your blood, or is it something that you've picked up? I mean, it sounds like it's in your blood, and it sounds like. Oh, I just want to point out, for those of you who are watching and for those of you who have seen this room that she's in, you can see it in the music video, but that lovely room behind her over there is the saxophone room. And that is
yes.
that is the famous saxophone room for the video. I just wanted to put that in there. I thought that was
cool.
You
know what's so cool about obviously doing all this via Zoom and from home is that we can have like a little tour here. So
yeah,
over here is the, as Curtis is mentioning, this is where the saxophone was recorded. There's a little door that slides out and we just thought, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. It just happened to work. And it's the laundry room back there.
The laundry room. Folks, if you want to record a saxophone, use a laundry room. It worked out really well.
I mean, we're laughing, but what's so funny is it's the laundry room. There's a bathroom connected, all these things. And when the saxophone player, Nick, came over, he was like, trying things with the door open and closed. And we were trying out different acoustics. And it's like, what? This is working out too perfectly. How did this happen?
Did you videotape that in a diary as well?
Yeah, I think I got a few little pieces. I don't know how much I got of him back there because I was like trying to do my own thing and figure out what was happening. But I think I might have gotten like a couple clips of what was going
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love those moments.
Yeah.
Okay, so where did music come from for you? And how did you kind of step into it and decide this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Well, I'm somebody who grew up in a musical family. I grew up with parents who played music and just siblings who were always around the house with music going on. And especially me and my sisters, like we loved to dance and sing. When we were kids, we had a little group called the Kaz Chicks. And I know. And we had dances, like we had a special dance to Britney Spears. Sometimes we still know it. We still pull it out. We're all like almost.
Okay, give us a move. Give us a move.
Okay. Oh no. You know what's funny is now you put me on the spot and now I'm trying to remember. Okay. So it's like, sometimes I run, sometimes I hide, sometimes I'm scared of you.
Oh my God.
It just went on and on and on.
The lateral application, right? That acting move. I'm hiding, I'm listening, I'm running.
I know. It's too good. And we still try to pull it out every now and then at family events. So we've been doing that for like, I don't know how many years it's been now. It's probably been like 20 years of trying to pull out that dance now. But yeah, to get back on track with your question.
Sorry, that was my fault.
I grew up in definitely a very musical family. But I guess, I was singing in choirs and I sang at church growing up. And after Christmas Eve, one year when I was around 10 years old, I sang a solo and someone came up to me after and asked if I'd be interested in singing at a little function they were having. And that was like my first gig. And I just kind of kept doing it from there. And it just seemed to be something that, that I enjoyed. And then, people, I'm sure you've experienced it too. People come up to you and say, "Oh, you're good at this," and you're kind of like, "Oh, like, yeah, I'll keep doing it." And that worked for a while. But to be honest, I got to a stage where when I was about 19 years old, where I loved doing music and I was doing it a lot. And I had just really gotten into jazz too, which was super cool. But I kind of reached this point where I was just a bit lost in general, and not really sure what I was doing. I was trying to figure myself out as a human being and everything else. And I took a break from music for a little bit, and then would kind of came back to it again for a while. And it was really when I moved to Montreal several years ago. I just moved there after I graduated, and I was just living and working. And I actually got sick while I was there with some sinus problems, and my asthma that I'd had since a kid just flared up insanely. And I couldn't sing for quite a while, actually. And all of a sudden, when I got my voice back and could start singing again, it really was a moment where I was pretty sure I was on that track, but I was still kind of not 100% certain. And then it just became so obvious to me once I was able to sing again.
Right.
I was like, no, this is it.
There's nothing else.
There's nothing else. And
Right.
I mean, the way I like to think of it and describe it to people is that it's something that even on the days where I don't like it, I still love it. And
I have to agree with you,
Yeah.
and that brings me to a quick question here for all of that. I mean, without a doubt, for anybody who sees you perform or hears you, I mean, it's music, no doubt, comes easy to you, but it's still work, and we still have a
Oh, yeah.
responsibility. So tell me, just really before we, the time is flying talking to you, and this is
all my technical difficulties.
No. Okay, so because music, and I know myself, music comes easy, but there's still work for it, and we still have difficult moments in music. So what has been one of the biggest challenges in this last year for you, shot aside?
Mm-hmm.
For you, what is the biggest challenge in music? Us being different from it being easy and coming to you easy. So what's been a challenge for you? And how have you overcome it?
I mean, honestly, I think the discipline that it takes to be in this career is, and I don't say this in any way to try to build myself up too much or anything. It's not that. It's I feel this way about so many performing artists, is that I feel like the discipline it takes to be in this industry is sometimes kind of like pushed under the rug, or it's not talked about a lot. I think people like to talk about how much they love something, and it just comes from a pure place of passion. But what, Curtis, that is actually when I realized that music was what I wanted to do 100%, is when I realized, when I found what my own fire and passion was. Because people, I kind of felt like people who say like, oh well, like if you're not literally going home after working 8 hours and just slaving away at it, then you don't love music, or you don't love it enough to like do this. And that really affected me, because I didn't understand how it was physically possible to be able to do all of that and keep yourself healthy and all these other things. And I mean, your health is everything. Your body as a performing artist is everything. And especially as a singer, I mean, you have to be disciplined and take care of yourself. And I think that's actually something that I'm kind of trying to speak speak about a little bit more in a very, not in like a super activist kind of way, but just be more open about that when I can. And I'm starting like a vlogging journey, and I just want to guess show moments behind the scenes where people are working on stuff, because so much of the time I think people see the finished product, which is amazing.
Absolutely.
And we partially like the magic of seeing something happen. But I think it's important, especially for people who are wanting to pursue this career, that they that they see like, oh, okay, I'm going through a hard time with this, or okay, I'm really struggling with this right now. And it just takes hard work to get through it sometimes. It's not just about, but I love this, how come I can't get through it? No, like, I mean, sometimes it's just pushing yourself. It's, not eating that chocolate bar before you go sing. It's stuff like that, those, like it's just being mindful and being really disciplined about your lifestyle. And that was something that was so hard this year when COVID hit. Like, I was like everybody else. I mean, COVID hit, and I was, I had a bag of chips for lunch, and like I was all over the place with trying to figure out how to just adapt to what was going on.
Right.
And that was one of the things that was so hard too, is I'd spent so long building up this discipline, and then all of a sudden I just was trying to figure out what was going on around me. And it took me a while to get back into those good habits. But I mean, I think that's kind of one of the biggest things is discipline.
I agree with you with discipline. It is a very discipline is not, I don't think discipline, I don't know. I agree with you. It's not ingrained in everybody. And it can be, I hope it could be taught, but I think it's something that a person, or as an artist, let's talk about artists, they have to look within in order to realize that they have to do the work. Like you say, the action is what is going to make the result.
Yeah.
By far, 100%. And again, we are running out of time, and I still have to get to your second song. But if we have to go over by a minute, we'll do that. But I just wanted to get some really quick one-word answers, okay, Michelle?
Okay,
one-word answers. I know it. We could. Again, I just want to chat forever. But
I know.
Right now, who's your influence in jazz music?
Oh, I feel like it's jazz, specifically Ella.
Perfect. Who was your influence that you enjoyed to hear from jazz first, that you liked it?
Ella.
No problems. What is your other form of music that you would like? What artist do you enjoy that is outside of the mainstream of jazz?
Michael Bublé.
Oh, wonderful. And give us a chord progression that you very much enjoy. I literally just thought of that off the top of my head because I needed another question. So give us a chord progression that's coming to you right now. Go.
1-7-6-1-6.
And in the key of
C major.
1-6-7-6.
1-7-6-1-6.
1-7-6-1-6. 1-7. Where am I? 1-7-6. What is it?
1-6.
1-7-6-1-6. I literally did that in all tonic, so it wasn't jazzy at all. That was the worst thing ever. Michelle, take us into your second song. I'm going to bow out. Your sound sounds prime. That was awesome. The worst thing I'd ever done on the piano, folks, ladies and gentlemen. So please do not take any.
I'm so sorry.
That was so. I set myself up for failure. Michelle, take it away. I'm going to go away now.
Okay. Well, moving into a very different mood now for you. And away from my very poor choice of 1-7-6-1-6. This is a ballad that I wrote, and it's about that heartbreak again. But this is one of those ballads that I'd written in one of the other off-again periods of this relationship, but before that bitter taste had gotten to me, and when I was still feeling very romantic and nostalgic for what was a really beautiful love at one time. And this is a song that, again, it seemed really romantic writing it at the time. It's called I'll Never Get Over You. And then after a while, when you really still can't get over somebody, you're like, oh, why did I write that song? So this is I'll Never Get Over You. Close to you, that's where I want to be. Hearing your voice whisper softly. Sweet are the words, sweet are the sounds. No one has even come close. So dark is my world since you left. I'll never get over you. Close to you, feeling your arms around me, lost in your eyes, knowing they'll never see me. Gone are the words, gone are the sounds. No one has even come close. So here is my heart and all that is left. I'll never get over you. I'll never get over you.
Can see me. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay! Hand clap for that. Thank that. There you go. How about that? Because you know what? I have to congratulate. That was a beautiful song, and I have to say that really does give justice better than to what I did. As my cameraman at the back was like, that was like T-Rex on the piano you did there. 1-7. Totally awesome job. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Can you? I forget that your name in the back, my friend.
Lester.
Lester. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still watching, please give a round of applause to Lester for joining Michelle tonight and accompanying her on the guitar. Awesome chops, dude. Awesome chops. And I thank you so much. Michelle, if just to quickly here for everybody who's watching and for, again, the rerun whenever we rewatch this on YouTube, that our YouTube channel is going to be going live later on in the month with, this is our 15th episode today.
Woo!
So yay on that. That's very exciting. Michelle, two things. One, if people wanted to catch you in the industry and find out where your music is, what is your what is your social media handling on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram? How can we find you to listen to your music?
So I just go by my full name, which is Michelle Kasaboski. And I know so many people have such a hard time with it, but I promise you, if you make an attempt to try to spell Kasaboski in Google and type in singer Kingston in the same box, you'll find me. So if you can't remember how to spell it, that's my biggest hint.
You're in Kingston, Ontario.
Kingston, Ontario.
My
yes.
dad was born there.
Really?
I have family there and in Cornwall, so that's very exciting.
Whoa. Yeah. So that's on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music, everything. I just go by Michelle Kasaboski. So it's all the same. If you just type that in, you'll be able to find it. And I'm guessing that Curtis is going to have this video tagged with my name in it
We will
somewhere.
have
So the
all
spelling will be
tagged.
there.
Absolutely. And according to Eric Johnson, that would be the Polish version of jazz, right?
Yes. I am so flattered. Eric called it, I think, a few times. I missed it, but my sister caught it and pointed out to me. He called it the Kasaboski experience. And I just love that.
Yeah, I do too. And if you could leave us with one piece of advice for an aspiring artist, a singer-songwriter, an upcoming individual in this industry, what would you say to them in order to be successful? Or what piece of advice would you give them?
I would say work hard at your craft and be really dedicated to being really good at what you do, and be yourself. It obviously sounds very cliche, but I genuinely believe that when you combine your hard work and skill and talent with your own individual self, I mean, no one can actually be you. So, and I have a twin sister and I know that still. So, so just that, I think, that's honestly been what I've been working so hard at, even more myself. And I'm just finding so much joy in that as well, is
Right on.
just working hard and also, just
Genuine.
being who you are and speaking your story, because there are people out there who want to hear it. There are
That's a
people
very
who
valid
wanna hear
point.
that.
Speaking your story, because there
Yeah.
are people out there who want to hear it. I think that's
Absolutely.
probably one of the best pieces of advice that I really needed right now myself, actually. So thank you for that. That's really cool.
Thank you for having me. It's been a total pleasure.
You're so welcome. Michelle, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, Michelle Kasaboski, and we will have all that details up on our video feed and everything else and links so people can get it. What you're going to have to do, my friend, is bow out yourself gracefully, take yourself out, end the meeting, and then I'll catch up to you just after and give you a quick thanks for that.
Amazing. Thank you again, Curtis. And thank you everyone who's been watching. Definitely check everything out. And I hope to see you someday soon.
Oh, you absolutely. I guarantee that it will be in the papers. It's written in the stars. I guarantee it.
Awesome.
Thank
you,
Michelle.
Curtis.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Michelle was our guest today, and it has been such a real treat being in our second studio here in Red Deer, Alberta, by the lovely water tower and onion that we have. And you know what? Next week we have another special guest, because every single week we have a guest. Because spending time with me is the best. Just remember Chattin 88's at 8. When you're here with me, that's great. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a fabulous evening, and we will see you next week.